The border is dissolving, Germany is unifying, and Mama, she's in a coma. That's the essential setup for this very wicked red comedy about the inevitability of change and what happens when someone tries way too hard to resist that change. Christiane, she's a true believer in hardcore socialism, integral to her life and the life of her 2 young children. Well, it is the 1970s and the great divide between culture, politics and paranoia, it's at its absolute height. Now, Mother is a woman of letters, in that she writes them endlessly, informing government officials and the general populace and sometimes her neighbours of their duties to the state in every single part of their lives. She's also a dedicated teacher and instills all the correct principles into her students. In short, she's pretty much a pain in the neck. But what writers Wolfgang Becker and Bernd Lichtenberg have done is create a nuanced character who does make sense. You come to understand why Mother is the way she is, and you actually kind of like her. Now, let's flash forward 10 years, and very little has changed. East Berlin is pretty much in a loop where time stands still, except now the kids are grown up, and Mother's deep commitments and weakening heart are starting to overwhelm her. She becomes ill, falls into a coma, and when she re-emerges, there are just a few changes to the world she has known and has so totally embraced. Adult son Alex is warned by appropriately concerned medical specialists that any shock could kill Mother. Now, what could be a greater shock to her than discovering there is an open collaboration with the capitalists? Not just the end of civilization, this could be the end of life for Mother as well. To ensure Mother survives, Alex has a major challenge on his hands: not letting her find out any of what has transpired. He has to convince her the wall still stands and life goes on as she has always known. Okay, it sounds like a bit of a flimsy farce of a premise, and it sort of is, but it's all so beautifully executed, and the shark jump happens so early in the film, we're very happy to go along for the ride. So Alex sets out to create an illusionary world around his mother. It involves his sister, who has already embraced the changes with lightning speed and total thoroughness, and further expands to involve Mother's friends, neighbours, work colleagues, all becoming part of a charade. Even manipulating the media coming into Mother's home to ensure certain events that the entire world knows about are muted from Mother's new reality. There's a romantic subplot as Alex attempts to disentangle himself from the apron strings and find happiness with a young nurse, and a rather cheeky and bittersweet backstory about Father, who defected to the West some time ago. Again, Mother's delusions contrast sharply with the truths, and ultimately it all unravels. Now, the characters are, I'd call them whimsical, and the casting so completely spot on, you're prepared to go along with the absurdity of the hypothesis and connect with the humour and the heart of the film. And the film does have a big heart. Daniel Brühl as Alex gained a major career boost with this film, going on to appear in the Maggie and Judy Nana movie Ladies in Lavender, Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards, and eventually kidnapped by mainstream Hollywood to perform in a Marvel superhero movie. As I've often said, actors have no moral standards.
Ich weiß nicht, wie die Mitarbeiter von Milena zu diesen Abmessungen kommen. Punkt.
Standout performance, subtle and so funny, is Katrin Saß's mother, who deservedly won Best Actress at the German Film Awards, and there were many other gongs for the film's cast and crew at festivals further afield. In fact, this wasn't a film that fell between the cracks at all. Hey, it actually had a pretty healthy cinema run, especially in Europe, and made money. Shock, I know. It also falls outside of my unofficial criteria of a film released in the past 10 years. So why am I reviewing it? Like, come on, Greg, you only ever review failures, fizzes and flops that no one's ever seen and really they don't want to see. Well, I just really like this one. And I know a lot of people have heard of it, but not really taken the plunge. So this is just a gentle push in that direction. Oh, but like, you have to read the words at the bottom of the screen and everything. Well, yes, you do, but man up, sunshine, and just give it a try.
Ist das Gras auf der Wiese, das Korn auf dem Feld und
The epic dagginess of the not-so-distant past is carefully curated, as are the hairstyles and the proliferation of popular fashions, as East tries oh so hard to look as stylish as the West, most fetching in shoulder pads and denim skirts. Yes, the art department and the costumers have worked overtime here, making the period a character in its own coming-of-age film. Now, I've seen Goodbye Lenin described as a drama. IMDb lists it as a drama? I mean, what? Okay, granted, movies about people in comas and references to the Berlin Wall usually aren't side-splitters, but did someone out there not actually read the subtitles, not look at the actors' faces, not realise that Germans can actually be funny? Goodbye Lenin. It's a very conscious comment on the muddle of capitalism, the shredded substance of socialism, and the chaos often found when conformity becomes the driver in one's personal existence.
Mama, du bist die beste Mutter auf der Welt.
Alex?
Und wir lieben dich alle.
Alex?
Was ist denn?
Was ist denn das?
End.